But it's time to talk about some weather right now.
Yeah,
It's
we got
really
a
cold
lot
outside.
going on. We had the storms early it's hard to remember that it was just this morning that I was still here talking about severe weather, which thankfully, we had kind of a solid line that along the entire line were severe thunderstorms, and thankfully damage wasn't any more widespread. Yeah. We didn't have nearly the power outages I think some estimates were looking at. And so thankfully we generally went unscathed from this line. A few more chances for some rain, nothing like we saw this morning, but also some even colder air on the way. And those temperatures are already starting to drop right now in the 40s. So this is the coldest we have been so far today. Earlier low was 50 degrees, but I knew we would be colder than that before midnight tonight. 30s on the North Shore, and we will see 30s on both sides of the lake to get the morning started. What had been fairly windy earlier in the day, kind of a breezy afternoon and early evening, winds have gone almost calm, and with that, clear skies and low humidity, those temperatures will bottom out. Still a very vigorous upper level system. It's what brought the severe weather here all across the northern Gulf Coast. Boy, it just slammed parts of the Florida Panhandle, including Panama City. But now that severe weather starting to move off of the East Coast, still plaguing parts of the Northeast. But this upper low also brought in some colder Canadian temperatures, generally across the plains, but that colder air mass has been needling its way south, and we are expecting a light freeze on the North Shore tonight. Those clear skies will continue throughout the day tomorrow. We will see bright sunshine, cool afternoon temperatures, highs only in the 50s, and then starting to see a gradual warm up, or I should say kind of a quick warm up, only into the 60s for Thursday, and then early Friday probably topping out in the low 70s just before a front moves on through. Notice not a whole lot of rainfall associated with this front, so we're not expecting nearly the type of rain that we had yesterday and early this morning, nor are we expecting the severe risk. There is a low end threat for some severe storms, especially up on the North Shore, which that threat will continue going into later in the day Friday and then continuing into late Friday night and early Saturday, even farther to the east with that next front pushing on through. But it will bring in some colder temperatures as we head into the weekend. Highs on Saturday will stay in the 40s. So once again, the weekend looking dry, but kind of bookending the weekend with fronts and rain chances. First one will be on Friday and then another one on Monday, but that will continue our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook of us staying well below average. Here's what's going to be happening. We are not only tapping into Canadian air, we are tapping into Arctic air. Now, obviously the Arctic air is not going to make it all the way south, but when you have a source region of the Arctic, this is going to spread some bitterly cold temperatures across much of the nation. This is an air mass that spreads through next week and looks to stay with us throughout most of the week. Low temperatures and highs will be on the chilly side. Again, this is kind of the start of it on Saturday. Afternoon temperatures staying in the 40s. We'll see a little bit of a bump in our temperatures, lower 60s by Sunday, and then the real cold air arrives Monday and going into Tuesday. Monday temperatures will start plummeting during the day, and Tuesday morning we are beginning in the 20s. That is hard freeze criteria. That would mean pipes may be needing to be protected on the South Shore, certainly north of the lake as we get next week started. Not only that, something else we'll be watching with that front moving in on Monday. It'll be kind of a question as to whether or not that cold air and the rainfall kind of overlap. If that happens, some parts of our region could see some wintry type weather. That is not written in stone, but something we'll be watching closely for Monday into Tuesday. Chilly morning with highs in the 50s, temperatures dropping throughout the day again on Friday. Cold Saturday with highs in the 40s, but it'll almost look warm compared to Tuesday when high temperatures stay in the 30s after a morning start in the 20s on both sides of the lake.